Flea flicker. Browning under pressure. The ball's out. It's a strip sack by Aiden Hutchinson.
It's funny because I thought it happened too quick, right? Boy, the handoff and then the pitch back to the quarterback. I don't think you could have done it quick enough.
The Lions are now undefeated against teams from Ohio. Let's talk Lions football.
Elbow, forearm, he's going to be down.
The result of the play is a touchdown.
And then the flag that was thrown on this was picked up.
I don't know, did it get the face mask?
Only do that if you're telling the official you're reporting.
The Lions Hangover.
How's it going, everybody? I am Brad. You are watching the Lions Hangover podcast, or you're listening to the Lions Hangover podcast, which brings me to my next point. You can find me on all social medias. That's Facebook, Instagram, and X. And, of course, you can find me on YouTube or wherever you get your podcasts. May I suggest Spotify or Apple Podcast? That's my two favorites. Don't forget, I got a contest going on for bobbleheads. All you have to do is just follow me on YouTube or follow me wherever you listen to your podcast. Screenshot that you follow me, post it on a social media, and make sure you tag me, and you will automatically be entered for a chance to win one of 5 prizes for bobbleheads and one Barry Sanders bronze statue replica. These bobbleheads behind me. That's right. I've got them locked, stocked, and ready to rock. I guess that's the way to put it. Anyways, that's all you have to do. Good luck to everybody that has entered already. And the drawing will be week 8 during the bye week. It'll be Sunday of that week 8. So let's talk about the Lions. They defeated the Cincinnati Bengals. The Bengals, right? Am I saying that right? I think I am. By the score of 37-24. I was pretty close on that score prediction. I think I was saying 30-6. And that was the case pretty much up until that fourth quarter when the Bengals decided they can finally score. It was a good game. It was never really close. I was never really stressed except maybe at the end. I thought the Lions played very smart on offense. I wish the run game got going a little bit better, but I thought Jared Goff played great. I thought all the receivers played great. Financially, I wish Jameson Williams was involved a little bit more. Yeah, a little bit more, and maybe even Jahmyr Gibbs financially, if you get what I'm saying. But other than that, everything worked out just fine. I thought the defense played really great. Lions had lots of turnovers today. They had 3 interceptions and 2 forced fumbles. I think one of those was recovered by us. I believe so. Yeah, we'll get to the stats in just a little bit. The Bengals, I thought, played like poo-poo. Like I said, until the fourth quarter, and then they decided to start scoring some touchdowns. They made it a little bit interesting at the end, but for the most part, the Bengals were quiet. I thought Amik Robertson played against Ja'Marr Chase really well. Ja'Marr Chase. Yeah, that's what it is. Sorry, it's late. It is after midnight. I'm exhausted. I've worked a lot. Those are just excuses, though, and you guys are not here for that. So, what else? Anzalone had that one penalty, the pass interference call, and not only was the ball not catchable, I don't think he ever made any contact with the receiver whatsoever. That was the tight end. I can't think of his name right now. I will think of his name in a little bit. Don't worry, though, just because I'm tired doesn't mean that I won't have highlights and little fun facts and stats for you guys for the day. Aiden Hutchinson continues his dominance along the defensive front as he collected another strip sack today. That was pretty amazing. Even Derek Barnes got a safety today, which we have not. I don't feel like we've had a safety in a while. He rushed right in there too. Lots of highlights today. Lots of highlights. David Montgomery got his touchdown, and he threw for a touchdown on a sweet trick play. Isaac Tesla decided to use both hands to catch a touchdown. His second touchdown and only third catch. He's still getting a touchdown 66.6% of his catches, so that's pretty good. Overall, I thought the game was coached pretty well. I thought they played a pretty clean game. There are not too many penalties that I remember. But, yeah, that penalty against Anzalone was kind of some malarkey there, if you will. Did you know that it was almost 10 years since David Montgomery last played a game in his hometown? It definitely was worth it for him today. I was a little bit surprised that Taylor Decker sat out. I guess he could have played if he wanted to, but they were kind of resting him for next week against the Kansas City Chiefs. And I have a feeling Aleem McNeil will be back for the Kansas City Chiefs as well. Terrion Arnold did go out with his shoulder injury. He re-aggravated that. And Khalif Raymond went out with a neck injury on a kick return. Or was it a punt return? Either way, it was pretty severe. And hopefully he's going to be okay. We will find more about that in the next coming days. So let's talk about some flowers that everybody gets today. The only quarterbacks in NFL history to complete 75% of their passes and throw for 12 or more touchdowns and also have a total passer rating of 120 or more through the first 5 games of any season, Peyton Manning and Jared Goff. That's right. I'm pretty sure you guys knew where I was going with that one. And since they started collecting data in 2006, Aiden Hutchinson is the NFL's first player to accumulate 12 quarterback hits, 5 sacks, and 3 forced fumbles in the first 5 games of any season. Also, Aiden Hutchinson produced his 3rd career game with 5 quarterback hits, 1 sack, and a forced fumble. The only player to do that more, his 3rd career game, the only person to do that more is TJ Watt, and he did that 5 times. So Hutchinson, still a little bit ways to go. And for the first time in franchise history, the Lions produced a game with 3 interceptions, 2 sacks, 2 forced fumbles, and a safety. The Lions also have set of franchise records in points scored with 174 and touchdowns scored 22 through the first 5 games of any season. Not too shabby. Amon-Ra St. Brown has passed Brent Perriman with 5,244 yards for the 4th most receiving yards in franchise history. Something tells me he is likely to be number 1 as long as he is here and Jared Goff is here. And Jared Goff has tied the NFL record by completing 70% of his passes in 6 straight road games. And Aiden Hutchinson has had a sack in each of his, or I wish I could say that right. Hutch has produced 1 sack in 4 straight games. This ties a franchise single-season record. And, of course, everybody has heard that Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery has scored a touchdown in the same game for the 14th time since they've played together. This ties the NFL record. So it seems highly likely that within the next week or two that they will have the record all by themselves and potentially just shatter it by the time they're done playing with each other. The only running backs to produce multiple games with a passing and rushing touchdown since the merger, Montgomery is on that list, Jerome Bettis, Derrick Henry, and others. Let's talk about Jahmyr Gibbs for a second. Jahmyr Gibbs is the first Lions player to produce 4 rushing touchdowns and 1 receiving touchdown through the first 5 games of a season since Javid Best did it in 2010. Gibbs has scored a touchdown in 6 straight games against AFC opponents. Gibbs loves attacking AFC opponents. And Anzalone has produced his 4th career interception and his 3rd as a Lion. He has logged 27 pass defended. Yeah, that's, you guys know what I'm saying, for Detroit, tied for the 2nd most among Lions linebackers since at least 1994. And this is my favorite stat of all time. Kirby Joseph, that is. I was doing the James Bond thing there. Has produced his 20th career interception. He joins Ed Reed as the NFL's only safeties since 2000 to record 20 interceptions through the first 4 seasons of a player's career. Also, the tight ends get a little bit of love today as well. The only tight end duos in Lions history to each produce TD receptions in the same game on multiple occasions, Sam Laporta and Brock Wright. They have 2 so far through 24 and 25. And David Hill and Charlie Sanders, they had 2 in 1976. David Montgomery has produced his second career passing touchdown, becoming the first Lions running back to throw for multiple touchdown passes in the Super Bowl era. Also, Amik Robertson has recorded his first interception as a Lion and the 5th of his career. So congrats to him as well. Oh, and now Sam Laporta produces his first touchdown reception of the season. He now has 18 career touchdown catches, the 4th most by any tight end in franchise history. However, my research showed that he was the 3rd most, so I'm not sure which one is correct. And the only players, this will be the last one, the only players in Lions history to produce at least 6 touchdowns of their first 5 career seasons. Wait, did I say that right? History to produce at least 6 touchdowns in each of their first 5 career seasons. Okay, Amon-Ra St. Brown, which is right now, and Dutch Clark, all the way back in the 30s. So congrats to Amon-Ra St. Brown. All right, let's get to more important things here. That's highlights, baby. The Lions started off receiving the ball. They had a few good plays on their first drive. They had a 13-yard pass to Jahmyr Gibbs, and then they also had a 22-yard pass to Sam Laporta. I thought Laporta had a good day all around, and he taps it off with a 10-yard pass, getting his first touchdown of the season from Jared Goff. Check it out.
Motion, play action. Look in that direction. Goff will check it short to Laporta at the 10. Laporta with a little stiff arm, up in the air and in for 6.
Yeah, it's just so hard. It's Joseph. I didn't see who was in coverage as a linebacker, but you engaged.
Now on the next Lions drive, there's a fumble from Jared Goff. It could have been a forward pass. There's no highlight for that, so you guys are just going to have to use your imagination if you missed it. But either way, it was ruled a fumble. But after Amik Robertson gets an interception on the first play of the Bengals drive, check out this highlight right here.
Off play action. Browning to the sideline for Chase, and it's intercepted by Amik Robertson.
Yeah, how about stepping up, going against last year's Triple Crown winner as the wide receiver? This is excellent. Step for step, breaks outside with him. Ball is thrown back inside by Jake Browning. Got to get that football out. So it's either Jamar Chase or it's nobody, and he lets it hang inside on him a little bit, and Amik Robertson is right there for the interception.
That sets up this 3-yard pass from David Montgomery.
Former high school quarterback takes the snap. He'll throw. End zone touchdown!
Now that, of course, makes the score 14-0 in favor of the Lions. And further on down the road, what was his name? Jake Browning. He throws another interception, this time to Kirby Joseph, right out in center field.
Browning going deep for Chase. Jump ball, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Kirby Joseph.
And I don't know what happened. It might have come off his hand, but this is exactly what you called it, Kevin. It's a moon ball, with people around him. It doesn't seem like it was impacted on the throw, but boy, it came off his hand.
Lions couldn't do anything with that one, and they're forced to punt. On the next Bengals drive, they kick a 50-yard field goal from McPherson. That makes the score 14-13. That was the final scoring of the first half. Starting off the second half, that's right, Browning throws another interception, this time to Alex Anzalone.
Browning with protection this time, and it's intercepted by Anzalone. Anzalone works around Chase and out of bounds inside the 30.
Where I just don't know why you can't see the player who's there. There's Alex Anzalone. He's dropping right into that throwing lane. Here comes Mike Gesicki, but he's dropped into that spot, and he has not moved. I don't know how they get lost in the quarterback's vision, but every once in a while, during the game. You see a throw and you're like, gosh, I wonder what he was seeing at that point.
That sets up a 20-yard touchdown pass to Jahmyr Gibbs.
In motion. Swing it out to Gibbs with blockers in front. Gibbs weaving through traffic. Inside the 5. Fights his way to the goal line. Touchdown, Jahmyr Gibbs.
I think that he's more than just a dynamic athlete, because if you watch this, right, okay, ball's in his hand. Okay, are we going to get in? It looks like we've got some good support. We got inside out there. We got good blocks on the outside. Geno Stone just not coming to balance as he's coming in to make a tackle.
That makes the score 21-3. The next time the Lions have the ball, that sets up this 8-yard touchdown run by David Montgomery.
Here's Montgomery again. Jump cut to the outside. Montgomery into the end zone with the record tire.
Honestly, I'll talk to Emmett. I'll call Emmett in the commercial. And if this is gonna happen to him.
Now the Lions did force a fumble. Rocky Yassin and Jack Campbell combined to force the fumble. It was Jack Campbell's hit, though, that forced the fumble, but the Bengals recover, and they finished that drive with a 15-yard touchdown pass to Jamar Chase from Jake Browning. Lions on the next drive, they punt, and then the Bengals are able to score another touchdown, a 64-yard pass to Jamar Chase. Why do I keep stumbling all over his name? Jamar Chase scored a 64-yard touchdown. He was wide open on that play. That makes the score, let's see here, 28-17. But the next time the Lions have the ball, they're able to score a touchdown on this 12-yard touchdown pass from Goff to Isaac Tesla, using both hands today.
From the 12, Goff looking for the end zone. It is caught. Isaac Tesla with the touchdown.
Just a great job right here. All the ball handling in the backfield, I mean, it was fantastic. It kind of took everybody's attention away, but there's that location. You know, a little bit on that back shoulder, a little trouble getting that thing tucked away.
So now the score is 35-17. The Bengals get the ball one more time, and they score a touchdown. A 2-yard touchdown pass from Browning to T. Higgins. That makes the score 35-24. Next, the Bengals have the ball, and this is where Derek Barnes puts the game away with a safety.
But that last drive, oh boy.
And a safety sack by Derek Barnes, and that'll end the hope.
Watch him going against Dylan Fairchild. He's coming at him, and whoo, boy, it's a swing and a miss.
And that breaks a streak of 145 games since the Bengals allowed a safety.
So that makes the final score 37-24. Now let's check out the game stats. The bad guys first, as always. Jake Browning, he throws 26 for 40, 251 yards, 3 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, sacked twice with a quarterback rating of 76.1. He obviously had a rough start, but I actually thought he started to play pretty well when they decided they wanted to start scoring touchdowns in the fourth quarter. Too bad it was too little too late. Like I said, I really wasn't worried, a little bit worried near the end. If they started off with this sort of enthusiasm early in the game, it probably would have been a different story. Jamar Chase did finish the game with 6 catches for 110 yards, 2 touchdowns. I know he's been frustrated, so good for him. I don't have a problem with the Bengals, but the game was never in question for me. Andre Iosavias, I said it perfectly earlier. You guys just didn't hear me. He had 5 catches for 82 yards. T. Higgins had 3 catches for 22 yards and a touchdown. And Chase Brown had 7 catches for 21 yards. All of the turnovers today, Jake Browning had a fumble, but he didn't lose it. Chase Brown had a fumble, but he didn't lose it. T. Higgins recovered 1. Orlando Brown Jr. recovered 1. And Logan Wilson recovered another. So there was 3 recoveries. Oh, yeah, that's right, because the Lions had a fumble as well. Top 5 tacklers on the board. Demetrius Knight Jr. had 8 tackles, 4 solo, 1 tackle for loss. Logan Wilson had 8 tackles, 3 solo. TJ Slayton Jr. had 8 tackles, 2 solo. Geno Stone had 6 tackles, 4 solo. And Barrett Carter had 6 tackles, 2 solo. Now, I will say Trey Hendrickson, he was kind of a menace today. I thought Giovanni Manu, he struggled all day. against Trey Hendrickson, and who was the other one? Was it Miles Murphy? I think it was Miles Murphy. He struggled today. I don't think he was prepared. And, who can blame him? It was kind of a last-minute switch with Taylor Decker. But either way, the Bengals ended with 4 sacks on the day against the Lions. Evan McPherson, he went 1 for 1, and that was a 50-yard field goal. Their punter only punted 1 time for 6 yards. That can't be. No, that's punt returns. Dummy. Their punter punted 4 times for 220 yards, 3 touchbacks. He was inside the 20 0 times. Let's talk about the good guys. Jared Goff went 19 of 23 for 258 yards with 3 touchdowns. David Montgomery 1 for 1 for 3 yards with 1 touchdown. So 4 passing touchdowns on the day. Jared Goff finished with a 153 quarterback rating. Isn't that ridiculous? A 153 quarterback rating. David Montgomery, on the other hand, finished with a 118 quarterback rating. David Montgomery was the leader rushing today. He ran the ball 18 times for 65 yards and that touchdown. Jahmyr Gibbs ran the ball 12 times for 54 yards. Amon-Ra St. Brown led the team with 8 receptions. Oh, excuse me, I just yawned there. 8 receptions for 100 yards. Laporta had 5 catches for 92 yards. I thought he just had a fantastic day. He did have that 1 touchdown. Jahmyr Gibbs did catch the ball twice for the touchdown. Isaac Tesla once for the touchdown. And Brock Wright 2 catches with a touchdown as well. Jared Goff had that lost fumble. Top 5 tacklers for the Lions. Jack Campbell had 11 tackles, 3 solo. Derek Barnes had 8 tackles, 5 solo, with 1 sack. Amik Robertson had 6 tackles, 6 solo. I thought Amik Robertson played really good against Jamar Chase, especially in that first half. Avonte Maddox, who I thought did okay as well, had 4 tackles. And Kirby Joseph finishes the top 5 with 4 tackles, 3 solo. And runner-up is Aiden Hutchinson with 4 tackles, 3 solo. Okay, sacks. Derek Barnes had the 1 sack for a safety, and Aiden Hutchinson had the sack for the forced fumble. So only 2 sacks, but they both counted, man. They both counted. Anzalone had the interception for 14-yard return. Amik Robertson 1 interception with 2-yard return, and Kirby Joseph 1 interception for 1-yard return. Where are we at here? Jake Bates did not kick a single field goal, but he was 5 for 5 on his extra point attempts. Jack Fox punted the ball 5 times for 224 yards, and 4 of those times was inside the 20. And one of those punts was a 64-yarder. And, man, Isaac Tesla did a fantastic job keeping the ball out of the end zone, preventing it from being a touchback. So let's go to team stats. The Lions had 23 first downs. The Bengals had 21. The Lions ran 61 total plays of offense. The Bengals ran 58. The Lions only had 365 yards of total offense. The Bengals had 322. And the Lions were 8 for 56. Man, I did not realize they had so many penalties. 8 penalties for 56 yards. The Bengals, on the other hand, had 6 penalties for 30 yards. The Lions held the ball for 34 minutes, 21 seconds. They dominated because the Bengals only had 25 minutes and 39 seconds of possession. There were 66,115 people all the way there at Paycor Stadium. I didn't know that's what it was called, Paycor Stadium. Lots of Lions fans today, though. Lots of Lions fans in Cincinnati. Overall, good game. Good game. Next week, the Lions have the Kansas City Chiefs for Sunday Night Football. I'm curious to see how that's going to go. I'm also curious to see, is Terrion Arnold going to be back? How's everybody feeling? Brian Branch went out with a leg injury for a little bit, but he came back after the next play. So nothing too crazy. The Khalif Raymond injury, so we need to make sure that his neck is okay. Other than that, I know I zipped through this one, and I was probably a little bit scattered. I've got a lot of editing to do. So hopefully you guys didn't even notice. But that's going to be it for me. Please rate and subscribe. Don't forget, bobbleheads. Okay. And Barry Sanders statue replica right there, right where my thumb is, if you guys are watching. If not, just imagine it on the old podcast, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, whatever. Wherever you're listening, just imagine it. But yeah, I'll be back next week with a game preview for the Kansas City Chiefs Sunday Night Football. Like I said, that's going to be on the Peacock. All right. See, I still got a little bit of energy left, even though I feel mushy-brained. Okay, that's it for me. You guys have a good one. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next week.